Well, well, well. It's been so long. It's surreal that I'm even talking to you guys again for the first time in 10 months. 9, 10 months. It's baffling, I must admit. I'm. These past 9, 10 months, I have felt like I've lost my purpose in life. So, that caused me to stop doing what I love doing most, and that's making content. But now, after regaining my footing, I realize that I don't need to do gaming content. I don't need to play Bendy, or the Stanley Parable, or Amanda the Adventurer, or FNAF. I don't need to open Pokemon cards. I have finally found my passion. From here on out, the Smiley Nation is officially a wrestling content creator. I am excited for this. I have never been big into wrestling in so long. And now I feel like I can finally do what I love. So, to start it all off, we're going to start with something that is my humble opinion. I'm taking this off, by the way. I don't know why I put that on. But anyways, I I have put together a tier list of the current WWE roster. This is main roster in NXT, and I believe they included NXT Level Up as well. I don't pay attention to Level Up. So, with that being said, I'm going to make a tier list on every single wrestler, and I'm going to rank them based on if I love them, hate them, think they're overrated, and we'll go from there. I will admit there are quite a few on there that I don't even know, which I'm assuming they're from Level Up, and I think some of them might actually just be from NXT. So, yeah, let's get right into it. This is gonna be a long one. This is like over 200 wrestlers, so let's do this. Okay, so we've got GOAT, love them, like them, hit or miss, overrated, genuinely can't stand you, and then I don't know who you are, or slash, I've got little info about you. So, I have to get this as well. It's like the current roster. I have to go through that, because some of these I don't even know the names of. Um, so this woman right here, I don't know who this is, so I'm gonna have to look her up. Alright, Adriana Rizzo, I want to say you're from NXT. Yeah, you're from NXT. I don't know who you are. I feel like another thing I will say, I feel like a lot of these opinions I'm going to have are going to piss a lot of people off. So if you get offended by my opinions, then this video is most likely not for you. I know I'm going to have at least two of them that quite a few of you are probably going to question me for. And you know what? That's okay. Alright. AJ Styles, I know you very well. AJ Styles. I don't think he's particularly a GOAT, in my opinion. Um, it's between like them and love them. Because, he's not my favorite. He's not in my top 10 personally. But I do like him as, a superstar. I've liked what he's done for the business. I think I'll put him in like them. Akira Tozawa. The biggest jobber in WWE right now. I mean, hey, just because he's a jobber kind of by default, I gotta love him because he's just. How could you not like Akira Tozawa? Genuinely. I will admit, I wish they would do more with him because when he was with during the Cruiserweight Classic back in like 2017, he was really good. He was cooking. Um, but now he's just the biggest jobber in the company right now, and that's a shame. I think the last time I've really seen him win a match was when he rolled up the Miz when he was in that feud with LA Knight. But yeah, Alba Fire. Now I will say, recently some guys did get released. Her partner Isla Dawn is one of them. AOP is not on here, so anyone from the recent releases, which is a shame because Alba Fire is kind of hit or miss. And the reason I say that is because it feels like they haven't done anything with her on the main roster. I mean, yeah, she won the tag titles, but that was it. I mean, it just seems like they've done nothing with Unholy Union, minus them winning tag team gold, which they lost like a month later. But minus that, I've liked Alba Fire. I think I like Isla Dawn more personally, which it sucks that she got released, but it happens to the best of us. Alex Shelley from the Motor City Machine Guns. I'll admit, I I don't know because I feel like they've not really done much, minus again winning the tag titles in like their third match in WWE, which was well earned in my humble opinion. Now as far as if I don't think they're the goat. I don't think the Motor City Machine Guns are the goat. I would say Alex Shelley's probably like in like them with AJ Styles. Um, but I feel like that'll change as I get to know them a lot more because I'll admit I didn't watch them much in TNA. Um, but it is what it is. Alexa Bliss. Oh, actually, I don't know. It's between Goat and then Love Them. Alexa Bliss is up there. I don't know. This one's tough. I'm gonna leave her there for now. I think it's gonna come to the point where I am gonna make some changes. So yeah. Andrade, I think I like Andrade. Um he's good at what he does for sure. I like that best of seven series that he did with Mello a few months ago. That was I think that was a better best of seven series since Sheamus versus Cesaro a few years back. I like him. I like him. I wouldn't put him in love. I wouldn't put him in love, but I do like what he does. Andre Chase. Chase University. It sucks that Chase U's no longer a thing. I feel like eventually it'll come back. But I mean, hey, it's Chase U. Gotta love him. It's just nothing really to say much. I remember when they won the tag titles on the very first episode of NXT I watched. That was the one where it was like really stacked, where it had The Undertaker, John Cena, and it was all on Tony Khan's birthday when AEW was on a Tuesday for some reason. Well, because of Tony Khan's birthday, but yeah. That's where I mainly remember him from. Alright. Berto. I think Berto is very hit or miss. Honestly, I would say he's more miss to me than he is a hit. Um, I don't know. I don't know what it is with him. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I know he was with Andrade for like a short period of time, but I don't. He's just never really done it for me. Angelo Dawkins. He's actually from my home city. He's from Cincinnati, so that's got to add some brownie points. I would say Angelo Dawkins. I'm gonna say like them. I like Montez a little more just because it's Montez Ford. But like I said, I might change some of these around. But yeah. I don't even know who you are. I gotta look at this. Alright, Anthony Luke, I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't know a good majority of these NXT guys. I know a few, I would say a good majority of them, but I don't know every single one. Is this Lyra Valkyria? Hey, I love Lyra. I think she's got a really bright future in WWE. She really does. Um, yeah, I'll put her in a love them because I know she's got a really bright future for the women's division. She beat Becky Lynch on an episode of NXT, and I could honestly, as sad as it kind of is, I could honestly see her losing the women's IC title to Becky Lynch, despite the fact that I don't think Becky particularly needs it. But it is what it is. All right, Apollo Crews. I I think he's very hit or miss. Lately, he's been very miss just because they haven't done anything with him. But back during like the SmackDown Live era, he was popping off, especially like recently with his Nigerian gimmick where he was with Dabakato. He was popping off for that. I actually really enjoyed that. But now it just feels like they're doing nothing with him. He The most recent thing I know about him is that he rolled up Giovanni Vinci in like 3 seconds, and he's not even in WWE anymore. So yeah, right now Apollo Crews is just hit or miss, and it's a shame because he's really talented. Ariana Grace, I believe you're Santino Marella's daughter. I hate to say this, I really do, because I love Santino. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is, like this Miss America gimmick. It just doesn't do it for me. I'm not I don't like it. I'm sorry. I really don't. Ashante Diadonis, dude, honestly, he's just there. He's not done anything. I don't know what to put him in. I don't know if I should put him in genuinely can't stand you because it doesn't necessarily mean like I can't stand him. I just I think I'm gonna more so put him in hit or miss because I don't know. I feel like I need to add a tier saying like I'm not a big fan. Asuka, I love Asuka. That's just she's a badass. There's not much to say about it. She's a genuine badass. I wish she beat Charlotte at Mania 34 to solidify her as being even more of a badass because it's Asuka, for fuck's sake. She's too damn good to be in the position she's in, and it's a shame. Austin Theory. Ah, Austin Theory's kind of tough because yeah, you can put him in hit or miss, but you could also put him in a like. I think Austin Theory. I'm gonna ultimately put him in. It's tough. I mean, I like him, so yeah, I guess I would put him in like them. Um, yeah, nothing much to say about him. I wish he would just turn on Grayson like everyone else. They're just milking the hell out of it. They got to do it eventually. Weirdly enough, I could kind of see them doing it. I could kind of see them doing it at Mania this year. I don't know why. I just see it. Um Axiom, dude. Weirdly enough, I love Axiom. I don't know what it is. The mask just does it. It's just the mask. Um, between him and Frazier, I do like him a lot more. I'm not too fond of Nathan Frazier, but we'll get to him in a little bit. But yeah, I like Axiom. I think I think he's underrated. I really do. B Fab, dude. B Fab's weird because I don't know. Probably genuinely, I'd say genuinely can't stand her. Actually, I'm gonna change that. All right, I changed that because that was becoming a real issue. So I changed this one to genuinely can't stand you slash just don't do it for me. So actually I could change it. I'm gonna put you there, and then I'm gonna put Angel there. I think I called him Berto by accident. You're Angel. I don't know what I was thinking. Bailey. Bailey. Alright, Bailey. I I love Bailey. I think she's funny. I I remember popping so hard for when she won the Rumble last year. Just well earned. I like her more as a babyface than a heel, in my humble opinion. But she can do both really, really well. I would argue that she would go in GOAT, but like I said, there's going to be some changes. This guy, I don't even know who this guy is, so we're going to throw you here. Drake Morox, yeah, I don't know who you are. I'm assuming you're from Level Up. Okay, this is actually one of the few that I feel like is going to piss a lot of people off. I think she's overrated. I'm sorry. I think Bianca Belair is... She's not the most overrated female wrestler. She's a close second, I would say. I think you have an idea on who I think the number one most overrated female wrestler is. But we'll get to her in a little bit. But I think Bianca's overrated as hell. Don't get me wrong, when she won at Mania 37, I was happy for her. When she won the Rumble, I was happy for her, but ever since all that, it's just been Bianca this, Bianca that. I just I just think she's overrated. No hate to her. If you like her, then so be it. But I just think she's overrated. Biggie, poor Biggie. Um, we don't know what's going on with him. We don't know if he's gonna come back from. We don't know if he's coming back. We don't know if he's just straight up retiring or what. But I love Biggie. The power of positivity. It sucks that he broke his neck. And like I'm not putting blame on Ridge because I mean Big E's not putting the blame on him, but it sucks mainly because I would say it's right after he lost the WWE champion. That's really why it sucks. And he never got his rematch for it. Um I hope one day he can come back. I really do. My expectations are really low, however. Alright, Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas. Hey, I'll admit it. When Bo Dallas was had that Bo Leave gimmick, I wanted to punch the fucking TV. I was a young kid, and I watched it, and I wanted to punch TV. When he lost, I lost my shit because I was so happy that he finally lost. But this new thing that he's got going on with Uncle Howdy, it's I don't want to say anything bad about Bray because Bray is he's just amazing. But the stuff that Bo Dallas is doing. I mean, he's doing it. He's carrying his brother's legacy, which, as he should. Because, frankly, the reason why Bray Wyatt couldn't get on his feet when he came back from WWE was most likely because of the illness that he had. But he's doing his best. I know he's hurt right now, which is kind of hurting the Wyatt 6 stock right now, but I'm going to say I like him. I like him. The reveal of the Wyatt 6 was really good. I loved it. It was worth the wait, but right now they're kind of just at a low point right now. And another thing that kind of did it was them losing. Uncle Howdy getting pinned. That they're supposed to be a superhuman like faction, and Uncle Howdy getting pinned just kind of killed their stock a little bit. Alright, Braun Strowman. I like Braun Strowman. I think. Well, shit. If you were to ask me, I think he should have been pushed to the moon. I think he should have beat Brock Lesnar. But, dude, Braun Strowman's a beast. I know some people aren't a big fan of him right now, and I understand that wholeheartedly, but I like him. And, like, this is all my opinion. So, like, you're entitled to have your own opinions at the end of the day. But, yeah, I like Braun Strowman. I'm going to stick with that. Brinley Reese is your name. I don't know who you are. Brock Lesnar. Okay. I know he's got these allegations going against him. Minus all that, dude, Brock Lesnar is he's a weird situation because I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of him because he's part-time. But he's a beast. I would love to see. Look, if there ever is a point where he does end up coming back, he needs to have a dream. He needs to have a match with Gunther. He needs to have a match with Braun Breaker. He needs to have a match with Jacob Fatu. He needs to have all these dream matches that we're just never gonna get. I'm gonna put him in like them for now, but this could change. All right, Uriah Connors. I don't know who you are, dude. Braun Breaker, dude. I know there's all this stuff going around that Cody Rhodes is the new face of WWE. I don't think that's going to be for long. I think it's going to be for like 2 or 3 years. After Cody Rhodes, it's going to be Braun Breaker, and it's not even close. He's going to get this monster push when he loses the IC title. He's going to win multiple championships. But dude, I love him. He's not at GOAT yet. He will be eventually. Another thing I feel like I gotta add. I loved it when he speared Speed at the Rumble. It was hilarious. I mean, poor Speed got pretty much killed. He got murdered. He damn near got murdered. But yeah, I love Braun Breaker. He's got such a bright future ahead of him. Bronco Nima. I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. Bronson Reed. Dude, I like Bronson Reed. I wouldn't say he's in the love them category, but dude, at first when he went to the main roster, he was a bit dry at first, but then when he jumped Seth Rollins and gave him those 6 tsunamis, dude, that right there just showed me that he was a future world champion. And he will be a future world champion when he comes back. I know he's got this nasty ankle injury that he got from War Games, where he pretty much shattered both ankles. But he does have a bright future ahead of him. I know Brooks Jensen. I know who he is. However, I believe he was with either Josh Briggs or Tony D'Angelo. Or no, Tony D'Angelo was Stax. I know who Brooks Jensen is. However, I've got very little info about him, so I'm gonna put him there. But I do know who he is, and I'm sure I will know a lot more about him in the future. Same with all of these guys, I'm sure. Alright, Brutus Creed. I feel like we could kind of do the Creeds together. Honestly, Creeds are underrated. Where's the other one? Where's Julius? There he is. Julius. Alright, yeah. Put the Creeds together. Where's Angel? Alright, where's Berto? We'll put Berto with Angel. If I can find him. There he is. Yeah, we'll put them together. And then we'll save Montez Ford for his own. Alright, Candice LeRae. Honestly, she will win. She's a future mid-carder. I like her. Pretty straightforward. I think she's a future mid. She'll win some future mid card gold. Yeah, I can't speak. Um, as far as world title, I wouldn't count it out of the picture. But right now, she's just a mid carder. But I do like her. I do enjoy her. Carly Bright. I don't know who you are. Carlito. Carlito. So funny story. When he turned heel in this new run that he's at now, this was actually in my hometown in Cincinnati. Um, I believe that was when they were doing the draft. I like Carlito. It's a shame that he didn't win any world title gold in WWE. I know he's won mid card and I know he's won tag team, but he's never won world title. And he's had world title opportunities back in like the Ruthless Aggression era, but it's a shame. And really, they're not doing much with him now either. So I don't want to say release him, but I do know he is on the brink of retiring. All right, Carmella. Something about Carmella. I can't stand her. I don't know what it is. Carmelo Hayes, dude. Carmelo Hayes. I love Melo. Melo don't miss. There's not much to say about it. He don't miss. Um, I do think he is a future world champion. I do think he is going to win the United States champion sometime within the next year or so. I don't know if it'll be during 2025 or what. I do think he's going to win some. I do think he's going to win some gold very soon. Chad Gable, dude. Chad Gable is unlucky because he was supposed to win the Intercontinental title. This heel version of him I've really come to like. But like if he was still in Alpha Academy when he was like kind of being somewhat of a jobber with Otis, he was kind of hit or miss. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna say I like him. Same thing with Brooks Jensen. I know who he is. I have little information about him. Yeah, this is Charlie Dempsey. I believe this is William Regal's son. I know who he is. I know he's won the Heritage Cup. I'm gonna put him in hit or miss. The only reason why is because the only hit that I've really seen him do is winning the Heritage Cup. That's it. Um, Minus that, I've not really seen him do much. Alright, here we go. Charlotte Flair. This, honestly, I don't think is going to piss off as many people as I think. She's overrated. I know I said Bianca is like a close second. Flair's first, and it's not even, and frankly, it's not even close. Flair's just overrated. She's like this is gonna sound mean, but oh well, the truth hurts sometimes. I think she's a female Hulk Hogan. If she doesn't get her way, she will whine and cry and all that. She's a modern day Hulk Hogan. And it sucks because it's Flair. I don't think she needs to win any more world titles. I know she's going to. But God, she's just I can't stand her. And dude, if I could put her in both of these, I would. I really would. Chelsea Green. I love Chelsea Green. She is the Weasleiest superstar on the roster by far. Um, dude, I wish her husband, Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, would join the fray because, dude, that would be the most annoying power couple. Uh, and it wouldn't even be close. I love Chelsea Green. All right, Chris Sabin. I think we can put you with your partner, Alex Shelley. Same stuff I said about Alex Shelley. Okay, here we go. CM Punk. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be a wrestling fan. I credit him for being for getting me into wrestling. He's my childhood hero, and it hurt when he left in 2014 because he was my favorite wrestler of all time, and he still is. And the fact that he's back in WWE now is just mind-boggling. It's still mind-boggling to this day. It's been over a year, and he's back. To me, CM Punk, he's a GOAT. He really is. I hope one day I can meet this guy. I've never seen him in person during like any events. I missed out on it last time they were in Cincinnati. I hope one day I can meet him. I really do. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that back there, that's a CM Punk fathead. So that just goes to show you how much I glaze over him. But yeah, childhood hero. Cody Rhodes, I mean, I think he's a little overrated, but not enough to where I can put him in that category. I love him. I'll say that. I love Cody Rhodes. I'll admit his run as champion has not particularly been anything like great. He's had some good feuds, like the one with AJ Styles and then the one with Kevin Owens. Not to mention the Bloodline feud that he seems to constantly be in. But, yeah, I love him. I don't think he's a GOAT. Cora Jade, I like her. I know she was heavily inspired by CM Punk, but I like her. Can't really say much about her. I do think she's gonna. I think she could be a good mid-carder when she gets called up, but as far as world title, I'm not sure. I'd love to see it, don't get me wrong, but I'm not entirely sure. Who is this? Cruz del Toro? Okay, between him and Wild, I like Wild more because of the insane shit that he pulls off. But either way, I will put him in hit or miss, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same with Wild. Here he is. Joaquin Wild. Yeah, we'll do that. Um, yeah, they're just stooges, really, in the LWO. That's it. Alright, this guy, I don't know. His name's Cutler James. Dakota Kai. I really like Dakota Kai. I wouldn't, not enough to put her in love, but she's underrated. It sucks for her because she keeps getting injured, which is why I feel like she hasn't been able to, like, do as much, because she keeps getting injured. Like, she's gotten injured like 4 times ever since she got called up. And yeah, there was that really nasty injury she had where she like tore her ACL, I believe. That really put her out of action for about a year. But yeah, I like her, but not enough to put her a tier above. Same with Damian Priest. Hell, honestly, I will say this. When I first saw Damian Priest in the main roster, I thought, you know what? I could see this guy being a world champion one day. One day? One day. And yeah, he's a former world champion and he is a main eventer. Um I like him. I do. I like No, I'm going to put him in love. I think he's good. His run as world champion started off very slow, but then it picked up, and he had a good run. I really enjoyed his world title run. Danny Palmer, I don't know who you are. I don't think I know who you are either. Dante Chen, I've heard that name. I know who you are. I'm aware of your existence, but I've got little info about you. Alright, this is Dexter Lumis. Weirdly, I like Dexter Lumis. Um, I liked it when he was stalking The Miz. I don't understand why they took him off television for almost a year. I mean, they brought him back, and he seems to be in a good state. He's just got that creepy ass vibe to him, and I love it. Dion Lennox, I don't know who you are. Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Now, if I was Santi, I would rank him above CM Punk just because it's Dominic. But dude, I love Dominic. When he was a babyface and when he was with Rey Mysterio, I thought he was going to get released. This heel character of him turning heel, genuinely saved him. And I know I'm not the only one that's gonna say that because he's just he's just so hated right now. People love to hate him, including myself, but I also love to glaze on him because it's Dominic. Uh, yeah, that's all I gotta say about him. All right, Dragon Lee. I think you're hit or miss. Don't get me wrong, he started off fairly strong when he got called up, but I think ever since he went to the LWO, it has just not been much for him. But I think they were going to make him the next major luchador, like passing the torch of Rey Mysterio. But after a certain luchador got signed, I think Dragon Lee's done. I think he'll still be around. I don't think he's gonna get released anytime soon, especially considering he is the speed champion right now. But right now he's just hit or miss. Drew McIntyre, dude. Drew McIntyre is just I love him. I really do. I don't want to put him in GOAT. Because really, I'm saving GOAT for a select few. There is a select few. I almost do want to put him in GOAT. Just because he's so good. Um, he's... If you follow him on, like, X, Twitter, whatever, he's incredible. I loved that photo that he took with Jack Perry. The guy that, got CM Punk fired in AEW. That's just next level trolling. You know what? Fuck it. I'm adding him to GOAT. I don't care. Drew McIntyre is on another level right now. I know who Eddie Thorpe is. He's in a feud with Trick Williams right now. Weirdly enough, as sad as it is, because I don't particularly know much about him, I am gonna put him in here. Don't get me wrong. I do think I'm not saying that he's not well known, because he is well known. He's in a feud with Trick Williams. But me personally, considering the fact that I don't watch as much NXT as I should, I am putting him here. I might do like an update video on this within like maybe a year or so with a new roster and everything. So, yeah, maybe look out for that within the next year. Edris and Nof, I don't know who you are. Alright, Elton Strong, dude, I love Pretty Deadly. I think they are going to win tag team gold this year. I think they were going to be pushed as a pretty dominant tag team until Elton did end up getting injured, and that kind of killed their stock a little bit. The one segment I remember very vividly on Pretty Deadly is the segment where Elton Prince was using a shake weight and he was doing like leg exercises for a shoulder injury. I thought it was hilarious. Dude, where's Kit? I'll add Kit in there too. Dude, I love Pretty Deadly. They're just they're just too good at what they do. They need to win tag gold very soon. All right. Eric Rowan. Honestly, I feel like I should do the same with every single one. I'll add Joe Gacy too. Yeah, we'll add all of the Wyatt Six. Where's Nikki? There she is. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll add all of the Wyatt Six to like them. So this is, yeah, they're good. Just right now, they're kind of at a low state right now. No fault of their own. Eric, weirdly enough, I do like the War Raiders. When they were the Viking Raiders, even, I did like them. But as the War Raider, I am going to put them in I love them. Because they are just, they're a really good tag team. Where's Ivar? There he is. I think they're a really dominant tag team. I'm glad that they are champions now, because that's like the second tag team champions that they've won since being called up to the main roster. So, hey, it's well earned, and it's long overdue. And I get it. Eric's been through like I believe two nasty injuries. I know he was in a motorcycle wreck, and I believe he also broke his neck at one point. So I am aware of that, and I know Ivar had a career-threatening injury as well recently. And it's good to see that they are back and better than ever. I really do hope that they don't have any more serious injuries ever. I don't wish that upon anybody. Even the ones that I genuinely can't stand, like Flair. Like, it sucks. It really does. Alright, Ethan Page. Dude, Ethan Page. I love Ethan Page. I think he is ready for the main roster, despite him being in NXT for less than a year. Honestly, I thought he was going to be at this year's Rumble, but hell, no NXT call-ups for the men's in the Rumble. I find that crazy. Dude, I've been going on for about an hour. This should all get cut down quite drastically, I would think. Fallon Henley, I believe you're the women's North American champion right now. I'm gonna say you're hit or miss. I hardly know much about you. Finn Balor, dude. Finn Balor just, it sucks. He's, I would say, probably the unluckiest superstar ever, because he won the Universal title and then got injured a day later, and then he's never won a world title since. I like him. I would have put him over here into the love them category but considering he's kind of just been Penn Balor, as people like to call him, I'm gonna put him here. And it sucks. It really does, because you had the demon, Finn Balor, which I don't know why they're like killing that or something, because that's the best version of him. I just wish that he does win a world title before he hangs up the boots, which he still does have quite a few years left. I just wish he wins. I wish he wins a world title. Gigi Dolan, I would say I'm gonna put her in hit or miss. I don't really have much to say about her. I'm just gonna put her in hit or miss for now. Julia, all right. I will say this: between her and Stephanie Vaquer, a lot of people would pick Stephanie Vaquer over Julia. Me? No. I like Julia more. I love them both, don't get me wrong. But I think Julia's just better, in my humble opinion. But hey, they're both really good. Grayson Waller, I feel like we could say the same with Austin Theory. So I'm not gonna say much about that. Just copy and paste. Gunther, the ring general. I'll admit, I liked his Intercontinental title reign much better than his world title reign. His world title reign just feels awfully stale. I don't know what it is. He's not the ring general. He's the so-called ring bitch, as people like to call him. But hey, minus that, I do love him. I do think he's going to. There's going to be a 1A and 1B when it comes to the future of the WWE, and it's going to be Braun Breaker and Gunther. Now, some might argue, actually, it could be Braun Breaker and Obafemi. You could argue that, but it could be Big Three, Braun Breaker, Gunther, Obafemi. It's hard to tell, really. Hank Walker, I've heard the name, I don't know much about him. Alright, Hikuleo. I can't say much about him either, because he's signed to WWE, but he hasn't appeared on TV. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know if they're going to insert him to the Bloodline storyline or what. Hell, for all I know, he could be on the most recent episode of SmackDown. I am recording this on a Friday night. I'm literally missing SmackDown to make this. So, probably not a great idea. But it is what it is. But I don't know what they're doing with Hikuleo. I don't know if they're going to just add him to NXT or just add him to the Bloodline storyline. Logically, you would do that. I was thinking, like, once Jacob became the head of the table, that Hikuleo would be the enforcer. But right now, it's just up in the air because Solo's back. But we'll see. Ilya Dragunov. Dude. I love Ilya Dragunov. I love watching him in the ring. Like, he could try to have a bad match, and he would fail at doing that. He's incredible. He really is. It sucks that he's hurt right now. But I do think when he comes back, he's going to be a badass. Because when he did call up to the main roster, I'll admit, he's not done much. He's basically been fed to a bunch of bigger guys, you know? But, I hope when he comes back, he's a badass. I really do. Io Sky, I'm gonna put her. She's gonna go there. I do think she is going to be, in some way, shape, or form, in a championship match with Rhea Ripley. But yeah, Io, she's so good in the ring. Ivy Nile, dude. I'll admit, when Ivy Nile, got called up to the main roster, I thought she was go. I saw really big things for her in the future. But now that she's with American Made and with the Creeds, there's not much I can really say about her right now. I do think she's going to win the women's IC title. But as far as like a world title, way down the line, she's still got a long ways to go. Izzy Dame, I don't know much about you. I know who you are, but I don't know much about you. Jacob Fatu, dude. He's winning world. He's gonna win a world title this year. I'm calling it. He's an absolute monster. And honestly, he doesn't need Solo. He could go off and do his own thing, and he would be just fine. If anything, Solo needs Jacob. But they're gonna make him a badass. JC Jane, I don't really know much about you. Jade Cargill, I don't know where to put her. I like her, I guess. I wouldn't. I think she needs work for sure. But I do like her. All right, Jada Parker. Honestly, I'll admit, her being added into the Rumble really shocked me because I wasn't expecting her to be in there, and I wasn't complaining. I like her. I do like her. Um, Jakara Jackson. I don't really know much about her. I know Lash Legend a lot more than her. All right, Jasper Troy. I don't know who you are. Javier Bernal. I don't know who you are. Jasmine Nix. I've heard the name. Don't know much about you. JD McDonough. I like JD. I wish he would win more matches. I know right now he's out for a couple months from a really really scary injury. It's lucky that he managed to go through that match no problem, but I know he collapsed backstage from it. But yeah, I do like him. I just wish he'd win more. Javon Evans, dude, he's around my age. He's got such a bright future ahead of him. He really does. Um, I've got high hopes for Javon Evans. He's only like 20, and dude, he started when he was 19, 18 or 19, and he's so good. He's so good. I did put him in the love them category. He's bouncy. All right, the Usos. I do love Jay more than Jimmy, but I do love them both. So I will add them both in there. I will say Jay Uso winning the Rumble this year, I did not expect. I will say also with him winning the Rumble, he needs to win at WrestleMania, and if he doesn't, then it's over for him. Like, you did all that for nothing. Jimmy, I do think he is going to beat Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States title because he also deserves some singles gold, despite the fact that I've never seen him win a singles match, really. Minus maybe one recently, because I think he rolled up Mello. Fairly recent episode of SmackDown. Joe Coffey. I believe you were in like a little mini feud with Joe Hendry. I am gonna say this because, like I said, I don't know much about him. John Cena. Here's the thing. If John Cena wasn't in the WWE when CM Punk was gone, then I would have quit. I am going to put John Cena in the GOAT category. I will say this. When CM Punk left, John Cena was there. If John Cena wasn't there when CM Punk left, I would have quit. And that would have been it. So, yeah, I know John Cena's on this part-time run, so it is what it is. He's in the GOAT category. All right, Johnny Gargano. I do love him. Nah, I wouldn't say that. I'd say more so like I do think he's gonna be a single star in his career at least once. Same with Ciampa. But right now they're doing just fine as tag team champions. Hell, if you ask me, DIY is like the next D-Generation X. Jordan Grace. Honestly, I love her. I know she just recently signed, but when she was in the Rumble, um, back in 2023, like as a Forbidden Door, like this is a straight up TNA star entering the Rumble. It was mind boggling because you don't see that in today's day and age. This crossover with NXT and TNA is it's massive. But I love Jordan Grace. I don't think she needs to go to NXT. I think she just needs to go to the main roster. And there's a story there with Bianca and Naomi. So just add her to the main roster. Josh Briggs. I think he's hit or miss. I know he had a fantastic match with Dijak and Obafemi last year at Stand and Deliver. So hey, I know he can put on a good match. Caden Carter and Katana Chance. I think they're hit or miss. The one the only thing that I've really seen them do is win tag team gold for like a month, if not that, then less than that. So yeah, that's all I've seen them really do. Kairi Sane. I love Kairi Sane. She's I think she should win a singles gold in the future. Separate her from Asuka and Io and damage control. Hell, honestly, if you were to ask me, I would say she is probably my favorite member of Damage Control. And it sucks because of all of those four, she's the weakest. Um, I think Kyrie needs more love. Kale Dixon, heard the name, never heard of you. Kelly Armstrong, never heard of you. Carmen Petrovic, never heard of you. Karrion Kross, I like him. When he was feuding with Drew McIntyre, I thought they were going to make him a badass. But, dude, he feuded with McIntyre, and then ever since that, he's done little to nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's done some stuff before, like he's done shit. But I thought he was going to have like this world title potential run. And he hasn't yet, which sucks because I do think he is worthy of a singles title. Maybe not world title right now, but singles title. I think he's worthy of it. Keanu Carver, I don't know who you are. Kalani Jordan, I think you're very hit or miss. Kendall Gray, I don't know who you are. Kevin Owens. I love Kevin Owens. I think, dude, this new version of Kevin Owens, this heel Kevin Owens, I was honestly a bit skeptical of turning him heel at first when he was feuding, when he had that match with Cody Rhodes back at Bash in Berlin, because I thought it didn't make any sense. But looking back at it now, dude, this is the best Kevin Owens we've gotten in ever. Like, he's literally using a banned move on superstars. You don't see that. Like, he used it on Randy. He used it on Cody. He recently used it on Sammy. So, like, dude, it's Kevin Owens is he's back. And this is the Kevin Owens that we love. Kiana James, I know she got called up, but she has only appeared once and that's it. Alright, Kofi Kingston. I loved Kofi Kingston when I was a child. I'm gonna put him in that category. I would say my two favorite baby faces when I was a kid were CM Punk and Kofi Kingston. But yeah, I am putting Kofi Kingston in the love them category. I wouldn't necessarily say the same thing for his tag team partner though, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. This one, I am pretty confident I am going to piss a lot of people off. I think LA Knight's overrated. I'm sorry, I don't understand the hype behind him. I don't understand why everybody wanted him to win Money in the Bank a couple years ago. It felt out of nowhere. I don't understand why. And honestly, in my humble opinion, I think he acts a little bit too much like The Rock, which can't you can't do that because it's The Rock. But yeah, that's my opinion on him. If you like him, then so be it. It's your opinion, but I just think he's overrated. Laney Reed, I don't know who you are. Lance Anoa'i, hell, I didn't even know he was signed. He's clearly in the bloodline. He's got the Anoa'i last name. I like Lash Legend. I'm gonna say she's hit or miss. I do think she is better than Jakara Jackson. And I do think she is going to get somewhat of a bigger push than her because she is Trick Williams' partner. So that's what I think about her. I do think she will get I do think she will get a significantly better push than Jakara. And nothing against Jakara, but I just think Lash Legend's just the better one out of the two. Layla Diggs, don't know who you are. Lay Laurel, don't know who you are. Lexis King, honestly, weirdly enough, I do like Lexis King. Um, something about him. I know he recently had a match with Fandango, which nobody expected. But yeah, I would say I like him, but that's that's as far as I'm gonna go with him. Lince Dorado, yes, he's signed with WWE. Weirdly enough, I'm gonna put him in hit or miss for now because yeah, he was I did watch him when he was with Grand Metalik, and I believe he was with Kalisto as well. I believe he was. I would say he is probably the weakest out of those three, so I am gonna put him here for now. Liv Morgan. I love Liv Morgan. She's she's gotten a lot better. I'll admit. Um, with actually, you know what? Just for the memes, I'm gonna put her with Dirty Dominic. Um, she's not my favorite women's wrestler right now, but I do love her. Okay, Logan Paul. I will say this. I fucking hate Logan Paul as a person. As a wrestler, however, he's good. I hate to admit it. And frankly, I know you guys are going to hate to admit it too. He's good. He's really good. I'm going to put him fuck. I am going to put him here. No, I am gonna put him in. Genuinely can't stand him. I can't stand him. But he does it for me. Like he's good. He's really good. Lola Vice. I like Lola Vice. She's she's really. When I first saw her, I thought her gimmick was just, oh, she wants to dance and all that. But no, she's a beast when it comes to like MMA. So like I like Lola Vice. I think she needs to win some NXT gold. Lucian Price, I don't know who you are, dude. Your face is freaky. I'm sorry, no offense, but Ludwig Kaiser, I like him. I think he is going to win the Intercontinental Champion this year. I think what's going to happen is Braun Breaker's going to lose to Sheamus, and then Sheamus is going to ultimately lose it to Ludwig Kaiser. So that's what I think. Ren Sinclair, I know who you are, but don't know much about you. Malik Blade, I also don't know much about you. Mark Coffey, I'm assuming you're with Joe Coffey. But again, I don't know much about you. Maxine Dupree, honestly, she's, I'm gonna say hit or miss. But the one times that the few times that she's been a hit were when she has either like eliminated someone from a battle royal or battle royal. This ain't Fortnite. Battle royale or done like takedowns. Cuz I know she did some takedowns with Valhalla. And those were pretty good. But yeah, she's hit or miss. She needs to get better in the ring, in my opinion. I think she would do fine as a manager, don't get me wrong. But she needs work in the ring. Satomura, I don't know much about you. Michin, I love Michin. I think, dude, she is so underrated. They need to give her gold. I think they will. I think she's going to win the Women's United States Champion because, frankly, who else is going to dethrone Chelsea Green? Um, I do think she's winning gold this year, though. And she is a future women's champion, so that's that as well. Who we got next? Montez Ford. All right. I love Montez Ford more than Angelo Dawkins. Just because he's more well known. He's the more likely one to get a singles push, I would say. He's just a good high flyer overall. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Angelo Dawkins and as much as Montez Ford. Well, not according to this. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? We'll do that. I love the Street Profits. I think they're going to dethrone DIY. Miles Bourne, I think. Well, I know nothing about you really, but I've heard of you. Naomi, honestly, if you ask me, I think Naomi's hit or miss. Natalia, I think she's overrated. She's honestly just on the brink of just needing to retire. I'm sorry. Natalia's been at this for a long time. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's put in the work, but I think she is just overrated. Nathan Frazier, I like him, but not as much as Axiom. Um, I think eventually they will both go to the main roster, probably sometime this year. Because frankly, they ain't got nothing to do in NXT right now. They're going to TNA and feuding with Dolph Ziggler and the Hardys or something like that. All right, Nia Jax, I can't stand you. I know you've gotten a lot better in the ring, but still, I just can't fucking stand you. Nikki Bella, dude, Nikki Bella's overrated. Nikita Lyons. um, I mean, the only time I've really seen her like be interesting is when she was doing the splits and that pin. So you can have that as you will. Also, I know I'm kind of speeding through this. I'm kind of just trying to make this as quick as possible because I feel like I'm kind of just rambling. Nico Vance, I don't know who you are. Noam Dar, I know you were in the cruiserweight for a little bit, but I'll say hit or miss for now. Obafemi, dude. I love Obafemi. I think, like I said, big three: Braun Breaker, Gunther, Obafemi. It's going to. I would love, honestly, a triple threat between the two. Oh, I'm foaming at the mouth just thinking about it. Hell, actually, four: Braun Breaker, Gunther, Jacob, Obafemi. The idea of a or not a triple threat, a fatal four-way just makes me foam at the mouth. Dude, Triple H, give us that, please. Omos. Homo sapiens. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, I like Omos. I think he's overhated because he's a big guy. He wrestles good for a big guy. Um, it's a shame they aren't doing much with him because I honestly weirdly wanted to see him feud with Cody Rhodes. I don't know why. Maybe to give Cody Rhodes like a dominant win against a giant because he hasn't really had that. Um, but I feel like it would benefit Omos drastically. Hell, he had a match with Seth Rollins and feels like he hasn't really done anything ever since. So, yeah. Oro Mensa, I know you had a feud with Ethan Page, but I really don't know I don't know much about you. Otis, I love Otis. He, honestly, if Chad Gable won the Intercontinental title from Sami Zayn, I would have predicted Otis to be the one to beat him for that title. Because Otis was so over last year. Like, it wasn't even funny. Alright, Penta, El Cero, Miedo, dude. After Dragon, yeah, before Penta there was Dragon Lee. Penta is the new luchador that WWE is going to get their grimy hands all on. Penta is the next. He's gonna win gold this year, I would think. I would say it would probably be the IC title. I think, honestly, I think him and Braun Breaker are going to have a match. I don't think Penta's going to end up winning. But, dude, Penta's over. And I'm glad to see that because I was worried when he debuted. I was worried that he wasn't going to get recognized because, main roster, they're just casual WWE fans. But no, people knew who he was. And I'm glad because Penta, dude, I like Penta more than Mysterio. I'm gonna say it. I like Penta more than Mysterio. Pete Dunne, I love Pete Dunne. Well, I don't know. Feels like they haven't done much with him. I liked him when he was Butch, weirdly enough. I liked I liked the heel Butch when he just got pissed off at everything. He was like roaming around like a lost dog, just pissed off at the world. Like someone would smack him in the face and he would just get pissed off. It was funny. But don't call him Butch like R-Truth does. What's up, Butch? Where's Pete? Piper Niven. I don't like her as much as Chelsea Green. I think she's hit or miss. I'll put her there for now. R-Truth, how could you? How could someone hate someone like R-Truth? He's just too funny. I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer within the next 10 years. Just because he's so good. Randy Orton, look. He's a GOAT. He really is. I know he's injured right now. No, he's not. He'll be back before Mania, I'm sure, to have a match with Kevin Owens. So, I am aware. I am aware that he's almost done with his career. His career is almost over, which sucks because I know a lot of people love Randy Orton. I know a lot of people love him more than John Cena. But his career is almost up, and it sucks because you've got people like John Cena, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio even. They're all on the brink of retiring. John Cena's retiring this year. I wouldn't be surprised to see Rey Mysterio retire within the next 2 years. Randy Orton, I think, has got a few years left in him, but he's not got many. But anyways, Raquel, I weirdly think Raquel right now is kind of hit or miss. I know she recently came back from that really bad skin condition that she had that was really taking time away from her, which sucks. Like I said, time away just isn't that good. I'm glad she's better, but ever since she's been with Liv Morgan, like Liv Morgan was meant to be this Weasley champion, and Raquel was going to be like the bodyguard. Raquel's just been as much of a weasel as Liv Morgan has. And you're supposed to make Raquel this strong woman that can compete with Rhea. But no, that's not what they're doing. That's why she's hit or miss. Rey Mysterio, I'm gonna put him in good. I don't love him. Now, if I were to rank him between like these five right here, I would say he is probably fifth. Which isn't a bad thing to say. But it's just the fact that these guys are just, I just like them a lot more than Rey Mysterio. But I do like Rey Mysterio. Like I said, I think within the next 2 years he's gonna hang up his boots. Rhea Ripley. You know what? Fuck it. I'm adding her into GOAT. I think she's gonna be the first woman in the GOAT category. Between her and Bianca, she is much better by far. Mommy's always on top. Okay, Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks. The one funny story with Ricky Starks. He got released by AEW and then signed with WWE within like a day or two. I don't know what to say about him because I am strictly ranking this off of just WWE. But like in AEW, I did like him. He had that JoJo pose, you know what I'm saying? Ridge Holland, he's hit or miss. I know there's this stuff going around that he keeps injuring people. I think he's hit or miss right now. I think the reason why he honestly might have got demoted to NXT was probably because of what he did to Big E. And like it sucks because Ridge was an alright wrestler. Riley Osborne, I don't know much about you. Roman Reigns, the OTC. You gotta put him in GOAT. I mean, shit. He held the Universal Champion for almost 4 years, so you gotta put him in GOAT. Roxanne, I love Roxanne. I think she's going to do amazing on the main roster. When there comes a new 4 horsewomen in the WWE, I think it's going to be Roxanne, Tiffany, Julia, and Stephanie when they get called up. That's what I think is going to happen. That's going to be the new 4 horsewomen. Sami Zayn, I love him. Between him and KO, I do pick him over. I pick Sami Zayn over Kevin Owens. Dude, honestly, they never should have made Sami Zayn a heel. He's way too lovable he's way too lovable to be a heel. Especially recently when he was with the Bloodline. Where he was doing all those jokes. Gotta feel Usi. So stupid. Escobar, he's hit or miss. He should have done much better when he was feuding with Rey Mysterio. But ever since then, it just seems like he hasn't gotten his footing. Shakon Sugars, I believe that's your name. I don't know who you are. Valhalla? Dude, Valhalla. Um, I'm gonna say I've got little to no info about you. I watched you wrestle, but you've just really been a manager to the Viking Raiders. That's it. Sarah Schreiber, I don't know who you are. Scarlett's hit or miss. Seth Rollins is a easy goat. Don't. That's not even up for debate. Um, when he was the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion, I think he's one the best World Heavyweight Champion in the modern era because, dude, he's such a workhorse with it, and I do think he was the MVP of WrestleMania 40. Um, he did all that injured. I believe it was a knee injury, but and he came back a few months later. He's I almost feel bad for him because he does deserve a nice long break. Because I thought after WrestleMania 40 he was going to be out until the Rumble. No. He came back a few months later. Shawn Spears, I like Shawn Spears. I wish he would do more in NXT. I feel like he hasn't been doing much. Shayna Baszler is very hit or miss. I may as well do the same with Zoe Stark. It's just PFC. With Sonya Deville released, maybe these two can just straight up just split up. They don't need to be a tag team. Just split them up. They're better off as single stars. Sheamus, I don't know if I should put him in GOAT because he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I am gonna put him in GOAT because he's a he just puts banger after banger after banger after banger. Um, I do think he is going to win the Intercontinental Champion from Braun Breaker and become a Grand Slam champion. Um, I do think he is retiring within the next 10 years just because he's been doing this for a long time. So, yeah, that'll suck, of course. I grew up with Sheamus. I think he's a GOAT. Shiloh Hill, I don't know who you are. Shinsuke Nakamura. Dude, I love Shinsuke. It pisses me off. Dude, it genuinely pisses me off that he did not win at WrestleMania 34. Asuka pissed me off. Don't get me wrong. Shinsuke genuinely made my blood boil. Like, ugh, he should have won. But no, he didn't win. None of that. They turned him heel. Why would they turn him heel? He was so over with the crowd. Vince, man. Fucking Vince. Shotzi's hit or miss. Sol Ruka. Honestly, if you were to ask me who the best kept secret was in NXT, it's Sol Ruka. So I'm gonna put her. I like Sol Ruka. I do think she's the best kept secret in the NXT. Solo, dude, he's hit or miss. I know he's the tribal chief, quote unquote, but yeah, he's hit or miss right now. Like I said, Jacob doesn't need Solo. If anything, Solo needs Jacob. Stephanie Vaquer, love her. Like I said, I like Julia more, but I love Stephanie Vaquer. Tama Tonga, yay, 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 yeah. All right, I don't know why I did that shit. um, I like him. Can't say the same about his brother though. We'll get to him in a little bit. Tamina, dude, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Tamina. I think she's overrated. Tank Ledger, I don't know who that is. I love Tatum Paxley. Where the fuck is she? There she is. Dude, I love her. She is. Oh, she needs gold this year. Women's North American title. She needs to win. Please, I am begging you. I think Tatum Paxley is going to be up there with Rhea Ripley as far as like like the popular goth chick from WWE. Tavion Heights, I don't know who you are. The Miz, I mean, he is a goat. That's for sure. Um, he's not really doing much. I feel like weirdly enough, they never really should have turned him babyface last year. Because he had that thing with Gunther, and then he was teaming with R-Truth. I feel like that whole thing was very unnecessary. I feel like The Miz is just a forever heel. But hey, I get it. People love him. The final boss. He's GOAT. I know. I know there's all this shit going around. Oh, it's The Rock. He's a GOAT. Do I think he's overrated? Sure. But hey, I will say this though. With him not going to be at Mania this year, which when will we learn that our actions have consequences? I do think ultimately for WrestleMania this year, we are going to get Roman versus Seth versus CM Punk. And if that's the case, honestly, I would rather take that than Rock versus Roman. I am perfectly okay with that. Do I want Rock versus Roman down the line? Yeah, absolutely. Everybody does. But I'd rather take that triple threat than Rock versus Roman. Thea Hale, I'm gonna say hit or miss. I know a little bit about her. More than any of these guys. But yeah, that's all I have to say about her. Tiffy, it's Tiffy time. I love her. She's a better version of Charlotte Flair by far. Tommaso Ciampa, I think I can just simply put him with Gargano. Do that. Tonga Loa. He's there. He's in GOAT. Dude. Tonga Loa. Who needs Jacob Fatu? Tonga Loa is my tribal chief. My head of the table. I acknowledge my tribal chief Tonga. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. However, I will admit I do love him just because he's memeable. Um, I will say if he was if he had that eye patch, he'd be a goat. He would be the goat. Tony D'Angelo, I like Tony D'Angelo. I think him winning the North American title from Oba Femi was just shocking. But hey, Tony D'Angelo, I don't think's ever won singles gold in WWE, so I'm not mad about it one bit. Trick Williams. I love Trick Williams. I am ready for him to just go to the main roster. He's more than ready. Honestly, should have been at the Rumble. But hey, I'm sure once he's done with whatever he's doing, he will be on the main roster, and I do think he will be at the Raw after Mania. Maybe weirdly enough, I could see him having a match with Carmelo Hayes. So, yeah, it'll happen. Troy Yearwood, I don't know who you are. Tyler Bate, I like Tyler Bate. It sucks that he's hurt right now. He's got a torn pec, I believe. But I do think he is going to come back and he is going to have a feud with Pete Dunne. Tyra May Steele, I don't know who you are. Tyreek Igwe, if that's how you pronounce it, I don't know who you are. Tyson DuPoint, I don't know who you are. Harlem Lewis, I don't know. I don't know who you are. Wendy Chu? Same thing with Ariana Grace. You just don't do it for me. Your gimmick, you just sleep. It's wrestling and sleeping Do not mix. Wesley! Dude, if there's anybody ready for the main roster that's been in NXT for a long time, it's Wesley. I don't even know if they're doing anything with him right now. I think if they're not doing anything with him, just call him up. He's ready. I don't understand why they aren't calling him up yet. I know he was doing that thing with the Rascals, but just call him up already. All right, I'm gonna throw you in there. I believe you're Wolfgang. You're Inamura. I believe you teamed with Josh Briggs recently. Xena Sterling's your name, so that's all those. All right, Xavier Woods, I think, is hit or miss. I'm sorry. I just think he's not. I think he's the weakest member of the New Day. I think if it wasn't for the New Day, he would be released. I genuinely think that. But he's hit or miss. I'm not saying like he's downright awful because he isn't. He's good, but he is hit or miss. Zarya, if I like Zarya, she's got an F5, which I think is pretty cool. Um, she's got a bright future. Hell, she might even be one of the new Four Horsewomen. But that's so hard to predict now. And then Zelina Vega. Dude, I love Zelina Vega. She didn't need the LWO, and I'm glad she's separated from that. Because she frankly just didn't need the LWO. But we are done. So this is the list right here. I'll scroll through it. That's my list. I plan on doing more content, more wrestling content. When 2K25 comes out, I honestly plan on doing gameplay of that. So that'll be fun. But hey, that's me done. This was just a comeback video, and this is all my opinion. I must say, this is all my opinion. If, say for example, you don't like John Cena, then that's your opinion at the end of the day. But yeah, that's me done. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya. Okay, future me here. I'll admit I kind of just half-assed the last itty bitty part of it. I'm gonna make a few slight changes. So I'm gonna bring Miz down to love them. I don't think he's quite GOAT status. But I do think he is a first ballot Hall of Famer no matter what. And I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm also gonna move Rey Mysterio down the love them category. I don't think he's particularly GOAT status either. And don't get me wrong, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I love Rey Mysterio, but I don't think he's as good as some of these guys like John Cena or Randy Orton. Now, I'll admit I made this video before the Elimination Chamber, so this was when John Cena didn't turn heel yet. But after that segment, after that last segment, I'm gonna move Cody Rhodes up to GOAT status because that was incredible. Words cannot be said about it. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to do. Yeah, bye.